Greetings and welcome back to the For Health Scholars channel. My name is Dr. Orobosa, and on this channel, I show current and aspiring healthcare management, administration, and public health professionals how to one, quickly and successfully earn their degrees, and two, how to start, build, and enjoy profitable careers within the business side of the healthcare industry globally. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here. And there are two things that I would like you to do for me. So the first one is to subscribe to this channel, and the second is to turn on your post notifications. And here's why. Each and every week, I do go live and I post videos answering many of the questions that you may have about the business side of the healthcare industry. I even answer questions that you probably can't find with a basic Google search. So definitely subscribe and definitely turn on your post notifications. I promise you will not miss out. So today's conversation is all about MHAs, MBA, and MPHs, and which program is right for you as a business health scholar. And this topic came up through a question that I received. So a few of you who've been watching my videos, you asked, okay, you're doing a lot of your videos on the doctoral side, but do you have any advice for us bachelor's graduates who are interested in pursuing a master's? So today's video is all about the MHA, MBA, and MPH degree programs and which one may be right for you as a business health scholar. And so the first question, do you really need a master's degree to excel in the business of healthcare? And my honest opinion to you is yes. In 2022 and beyond, what we find in many job opportunities that they're looking for candidates who have at least a master's education. Now, that doesn't mean that that is for all jobs. And as a individual or professional who has a bachelor's degree that you can't acquire a position. That's not what I'm saying. But the industry is shifting and they're recognizing that they are very much loving candidates who have a master's program, who have advanced their education and really understand how business operations and healthcare systems work. So do you need a master's program to land a job? My answer is no, but should you get a master's degree to actually help you excel? Okay, excel in the business of healthcare? My answer to you is yes. So with a healthcare business master's, it really can help you advance your career as a healthcare professional, and that is ideal, right? We know one thing about the healthcare industry, that it's always moving, right? It is always in demand, and it's a very fast-paced industry. And so as the industry evolves, it also has that same expectation on its healthcare workers. And so having a business master's degree can be advantageous to you as a professional and as you excel and continue to be promoted up in your career. Also, a healthcare business master's degree, it can help you gain new skills and expertise that will allow you to acquire management positions, particularly in the public health or healthcare spaces. Okay, so keep that in mind. So what is a MBA, right? The famous MBA, Masters of Business Administration. So it is a graduate degree program that really provides you with the practical and the theoretical training needed to better understand general functions about business, and particularly business management. So with your MBA, you can have a specialization in business analytics, you can have a specialization in organizational management and entrepreneurship, finance, supply chain management, and marketing. The MBA is a general business degree, and within this business degree, you can have a specialization, and these are some of the specializations. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, so don't hold me to it, all right? But this is what I know for sure many universities are offering as specialties to their MBA students. Now, a master's in health administration. This is also a business degree, but has a leadership aspect to it. And so graduates of a master's of health administration program, you also are very well abreast on the practical and theoretical aspects of running healthcare entities, which healthcare is a business. I'm going to repeat that. The healthcare industry is a business. We're just in the business of serving patients at their greatest point of needs. But patients are consumers, and without our consumers, the business does not run, and vice versa. If we don't have access to the healthcare system, then consumers don't have a place to get their healthcare needs met. So keep that in mind. So an MHA is definitely a business degree, but in this MHA, it's more of a specialization type of business degree. with your MHA, you can know how to manage individual or organizations' finances. You also can handle budgets. You understand about human resources and development, staffing, as well as the operational side of the healthcare industry. Now, here are some of the specializations that you can take as a MHA graduate student, and the concentrations include health systems management. You can do healthcare finance and budgeting. You can do healthcare policy and law, healthcare marketing, healthcare leadership and human capital development, and even nursing home administration. Now, with my master's of health administration, I specialized in healthcare systems management and operations. And at the time when I was doing my master's program, I was working in the field, and I was working at a clinical practice, and I really wanted to understand how to better serve my employer as a new MHA degree holder. And so I wanted to understand the business side of the healthcare industry, particularly from the operations and management side. So even when an MHA is still a business degree, but think of it as a specialization in business, where your MBA, you can get the MBA and you can specialize in healthcare management. And then the next degree is the Masters of Public Health. And so with a Masters of Public Health, you are more interested in the community side of healthcare, looking at how healthcare impacts members of society. And so while an MHA and MBA is really business centered, a MPH is more looking at how public health systems work. How do we deliver care to the general public? When I teach my public health and epidemiology class, the first thing that I share with my students is that in public health, we don't look at patients as an individual. Rather, as a public health professional, we're looking at how we serve communities of patients. And that's what public health is all about, hence the term public. And so you're more invested in some of the specializations you can have as a public health student, can include being specialized in biostatistics, environmental health, health policy and administration. You can focus on the epidemiological parts of under your Masters of Public Health degree program. You can be also invested in specialized in community health and administration, and you can even specialize in social and behavioral sciences. So this is what the MPH degree is all about. So what are some of the similarities among the three degrees? So with the MHA, MBA, or MPH, you can take similar courses, and you do take similar courses. So especially some courses that I have found are the same in an MBA program with a candidate specializing in healthcare management, an MHA degree holder, and a MPH is that you'll take courses in operations and management. You'll take courses in accounting. You'll take courses in finance and marketing. And that is pretty standard from degree to degree. Also, with your master's degree, whether it's an MHA, MBA, or MPH, you can increase your salary. Okay? And so more education ideally should also help you negotiate and command higher increases in your salary. I definitely did that. Once I got my master's degree, I definitely hit up my employer and was like, hey, I got new skills. And because I have these new skills, my income has to reflect these new skills I'm going to be adding to the organization to help it run. And when I got my doctorate degree, same thing. I was able to negotiate my salary to be in an increase because I had acquired new skills. And now I am a subject matter expert in the field who knows how to conduct health research. And so I use those skills that I've learned as an advantage point to negotiate higher salaries for myself. And that's also a very nice attribute to have when you acquire a master's degree. And then the admissions requirements are similar amongst these three degrees. So you often have to have a bachelor's degree, and often they're looking for a minimum GPA of like 3.0, but some schools will do 2.5. And I'm here to tell you, as a professor, you want to make sure you're in the 3.0 range because the competition is high, and many master's programs, they only take a certain amount of students per cohort per semester. So you really want to make sure that you can contend with the best of them, and having that your GPA at the bachelor's level is on point, but usually at a 2.5, some schools will take you, but 3.0 is the standard. Then the fourth is career advancement. And as I stated earlier, a master's degree, particularly in the business side of health, of the healthcare industry, whether you're doing an MHA, an MBA with a specialization in health management, or MPH, all three degrees can give you the opportunity to advance in your career, to get promoted into positions of management, which for many individuals who are getting their masters, that is ideally what you are looking to do. You're looking to advance in your career, and this degree can help you. Now, what are some of the differences? So, with the MHA, MBA with a specialization in healthcare management, and an MPH, the area of focus or areas of focus will vary. Also, the industries that you serve will vary. The consumers that you serve will vary, as well as the coursework and curriculum can vary. So those are like some of the slightest differences between the three degrees. With a individual who is taking an MHA, your areas of focus is really understanding how to lead in healthcare systems, the management and operational side in healthcare systems. With an MBA with a specialization in healthcare, first, the core goal or core focus is to learn the business side of any industry. Okay. And then when you get into your specialization classes, taking a few courses that will help you understand the business side of the healthcare industry. But your core program curriculum is not focused just on healthcare. Whereas at MHA, the core curriculum is focused on the business side of healthcare. And then your MPH, which is the Masters in Public Health, is looking at population health. It's looking at community development. And so those areas of focus can vary. Also in the industries that you serve in. So with an MHA candidate, ideally you're going directly into the hospital or outpatient spaces. You may even be working with what we saw partnership organizations. So you may do a grassroots not-for-profit organization that is dedicated to serving patients individually from system to system. Whereas at MPH, you may even work with grassroots organizations, or you may look at the public health and policy administration side, and you're learning on how we can engage in best practices to decrease healthcare disparities among individuals in society. And so when you think about your final project, which is your thesis in your master's program, for an MHA student, you're probably looking at your thesis is probably about a business problem or challenge that you are looking to address in your thesis. Where MBA with a specialization in healthcare management, you also may be looking at a business problem that you're willing to address. With an MPH, this is where it really slightly differs in this degree, is that you're looking at how to reduce healthcare disparities among community members. And whether that is through policy administration, looking at the biostatistical side of things, epidemiological side of things, but you're looking at how do we create healthier outcomes from a community and population health perspective. So keep those in mind. So how to choose the right program for you? Because this is the question that I often get from many individuals who are not sure where to start in their master's program. They don't know which program will be right for them. And so I will tell you, first, identify what are your interests. What are your career interests and goals for yourself as a healthcare professional, particularly interested in the business side of healthcare? And then after you identify your interests, also look at your experiences. Now, in my case, when I was getting my master's degree, I was already working in the field. And I already had at least 3 years under my belt, even more than that. I had like 5 years under my belt of working in the field before I went and got my master's degree, because I started my healthcare career very early on. So I was like 23 when I first got my first management job in healthcare. So I started very early, but my experiences also dictated the degree that I had. I was already working in practice management. I was already leading healthcare facilities. So doing a master's in health administration was only befitting for me. It was in the areas that I'm already working in, which made it really helpful in when I was completing the coursework, because the language that was being used in these courses, I was very familiar with. So I would definitely tell you, look at your interests, look at your experiences, and those two buckets will help you determine which program is right for you, whether it should be an MBA with a specialization in healthcare management, or an MHA where you're really focus on just the business side of healthcare, learning the operational side of healthcare, or an MPH where you're more invested in population health. Once you determine which program is right for you, my next recommendation is to prepare to apply for the master's program of your choice. And when you're applying, here are a few things to take into consideration. The school that you are applying to, the time it takes, so the commitment to complete your programs, the cost of each program, the format, whether it's online or in person, and postgraduate opportunities. Okay, so you have to take all of these things into consideration as you're preparing to apply to your master's program. What works for you? What works for you and your family? If you're an individual who has a family, what are your next 5 to 10 year goals? Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself living in the US or living abroad? Or if you're living abroad, coming to the US? So there's many different types of questions you need to ask yourself, and being able to really map that out before you start your master's program. And when you're able to identify your goals and aspirations as you go through your master's program, it makes the process a little less stressful. So those are the tips that I can give to you. And so if you are a student who's very much interested in getting a master's degree program, you can actually work with me on one-on-one basis. And when I say work with me, you can schedule a consultation with me to talk about the admissions process, because I am very well versed in the admissions process for the master's degree and doctoral degree. So if you want to know, okay, which program, and you want someone to help you walk you through the process, you can schedule a consultation with me. I also can review your application before you submit it, giving you my expertise and advice on how to strengthen your application so that you can go from applying to actually being accepted into your program. Then I also can look at your documents and give you guidance after the review on what next steps you should take. So if you would like to work with me, in the description box, you have a link to my calendar. Go ahead and click on that link, review it, sign up. And then once you sign up, you can meet with me. And for 1 hour, because that's how long the consultations are, for 1 hour, I can really help you, either if you're focusing on just where to start in your graduate program, finding a graduate program, we can focus there. If you already said, I'm going to this particular school and this is what I'm applying for, I can help you with the application and I can review your documents. Okay, so that is all that I have for now. I hope this conversation was extremely helpful to each and every one of you, especially those professionals are like, I'm ready to do my master's program, but I don't know where to start. Hope this video will serve you in the way to help answer many of your questions. But as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend who knows a friend who needs this information. And until the next video, bye for now.